Hunter Open calls you. You're welcome indeed to another edition of the Irish at Home and Abroad. Now, don't forget later on in the programme, we'll be crossing the Irish Sea once again to join Martin Logan in Manchester, who has some more great stories featuring the Irish community in the UK. But today we are at one of the great festivals here in the west of Ireland, the annual Síomsa Sráidbhaile. And of course today is Emigrant Heritage and Crafts and Enterprise Day, so there's a lot happening. So let's go and check out some of the action.
Today is our big, Heritage, Emigrants and Enterprise Day. So as you can see, we have lots of stalls on the streets, lots of music in the background, and a lot of people, of course, coming in to have a look around and to meet and greet one another when they come home on holidays.
Yeah. So the festival got underway last Friday.
Last Friday night with a big concert in the parish church with Francis Black and Kieran Goss. A very, very successful night, and we also had the official opening that evening as well. Of course, we had our own local groups did a lovely drama in the cultural centre. Last night we had a lovely night, a pageant about the whole story of Swinford, historically and musically. Lots of dancing in that and lots of entertainment.
Tomorrow then, what's happening
Tomorrow
then?
is the traditional Old Fair Day. It's always been held the first Wednesday of the month in the years gone by. But this year we will have the stalls again on the streets, and we're having the international street entertainers. We have 6 groups of musicians all over the place, including West African drummers and all types of entertainment like jazz, bluegrass, fantastic traditional group, a pop group, as I said, the drummers as well, and dancers just on the street, people who will entertain on the street.
Joe, you were chairman of the festival. How are things going?
Things are going mighty. It's a fabulous day. Great to see people in good form, enjoying themselves, laughing and singing there. It's a treat to behold.
Yeah. And your role as chairman, what does that entail?
Well, my role as chairman, I suppose, is to try to ensure that things go smoothly. But the committee they're all chairpersons. And Bríd O'Connell, our CEO, from the very start, is the number one person in the town, and I have to acknowledge that and give her all the praise that she deserves, along with the other members of the committee. It's a team effort, but we get used to it year on year, and at the end of the day, it's worth it. A lot of hard work, a lot of fundraising. It takes 30,000 or thereabouts every year to run it, but thanks to the generosity of the people of Swinford, the publicans and all the business people and the suppliers, we can achieve that. And without their support, we wouldn't be going anywhere.
What's your role today, Jerry?
Gur míle maith, Henry. Gur míle maith.
You're based in Yonkers, New York, but you're very strong Swinford connections.
Yes, my grandfather was from Killasser, about 5 miles outside the road, Henry, and a number of his nieces and great nephews are here in Swinford. John Forkin here in Swinford with the Man Shop, and Tom Egan had the Mace Supermarket, and loads of relations around Swinford still.
Well, you're here in Swinford for a particular reason, because you've been invited to officially launch the festival this year.
Great honor, Henry. A great honor. I mean, I've done some pretty big things in my time, but this means more to me. To be in my grandfather's home, be with the neighbors, be with the relations.
And what was it like the opening and that?
It was lovely. We had a great session after. It's very emotional for me. I was looking out at the crowd. I was related to most of them. All my relations were there, friends, the neighbors. So it was very emotional, very moving, and we had a great session afterwards. It was lovely.
And you had a big family get-together as well while you were here.
We did on the Saturday, because everybody was in town anyway. We had a big gathering in the Gateway, and it was marvelous. Food was marvelous, hospitality, and it was lovely. You know, we've been getting the family back together in the last year or two, and it's a great blessing. Great blessing.
As I mentioned there, you're internationally acclaimed because you played with some of the biggest stars, haven't you?
I have, Henry. I've been very blessed with that. Don Henley, Dolly Parton, the Boston Pops, John Williams over the years. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful.
And where did you get your love for the Indian pipes?
From my grandfather from Killasser. From what we used to do on Sunday afternoons, he'd put on LPs, going back to the LP days, but this would be the 1960s. But he'd put on the Tullacaley Band, traditional, LPs, and I'd sit with him, listen to the LPs, and it's really I grew up in his home. He was more like my father, really. So it was the attraction to him and to his background and to his family that really got the uilleann pipes going. We had a recording of Peter Carberry. He was an uilleann piper from Longford, only passed away 2 years ago. Became a great pal of mine. So it was really just, the spark was sitting listening to the LPs with grandfather.
Jimmy, of course, you're very involved with the festival here.
Well, I am now. We played at the concert last night now in the cultural centre. It was a great concert. Music, song, drama, anything you could ask for, and full house.
And there's a great tradition of Irish music in this area.
Well, there is surely, and a lot of young ones coming up. And now there last night there was a great lot of young musicians, good musicians, and dancers and step dancers, sean-nós dancers. They were good. Now it was a great, very enjoyable, great night.
Katrina, congratulations, Blonde the failure. So how did you get involved in this project?
My personal trainer, that's O'Shelley Fitness, she runs classes in Swinford but also in Bracey. She asked me one day would I apply for it, and I said definitely, I'd love the idea to it. My friend was the Roscommon Rose last year, so we were all down in Tralee, so I just jumped at the chance to get involved in anything like it. So yes.
And what was it like then? What was the process you had to go through?
So we had to fill out an application form with lots of questions about ourselves, and then we had interviews on Saturday with 3 judges, and so we had a group interview and then a single interview. And then on Saturday night we were brought up on stage a bit like they would do down in the Dome, I suppose, and interviewed by our MC Paddy Cunny, who was amazing. And then we had a talent, so I played piano for my talent, yes.
So what does it mean to you now, personally now, Katrina?
It's a big deal for me. I suppose like any little girl, everyone wants to be part of something like the Rose of Tralee, especially me. My nanny's actually from Kerry, so you know it would have been instilled into one of us to try get through some years, so hopefully I'll fly the banner for her as well.
Mayo County Council have done great work right throughout the county, but we're in Swinford today, and indeed Mayo County Council has done a lot of work here. You know, when you look at initiatives such as taking over the courthouse and investing in that with funds from the department, which we were very grateful for, and that will be a creative hub here in Swinford. When you look at the restoration of the cultural centre on Circular Road, what used to be the old station for the train station, it's a fabulous job, and the community really engage with it and use it for lots of different ceol, agus events, agus exercise events and so on. You know, we've placed the county housing office, the social housing office here in Swinford, again on Circular Road, and it's a great addition to the town in terms of jobs and so on. And when you look at the walkways around the town, the Spirit of Place I mentioned, the Famine Walkway, and the new walkway to the Killincunduff Cemetery, and of course, you know, the community coming together and having such pride in their town, where we win a national award here in Swinford for Pride of Place, that really was one of the icings on the cake. So a fantastic job done by the community. Indeed, all of the community and the voluntary groups right around the town, they do a fabulous job, from the Tidy Towns to the Ceoltas Ceoltarí and branch, to everybody that does something together, that collaborate to make Swinford a great place, make it the great place that it is, and to welcome people on events such as Seamsa Stróide. So yeah, there's been great work done in collaboration with the community, and we just want to continue that relationship with the community here in Swinford.
Swinford is now in Ballina Municipal District. This is another Seamsa Stróide. It's an annual event. Mayo County Council, I suppose, are instrumental in supporting a lot of the festivals in the region, and in particular they've supported Seamsa Stróide. You'll see in the town itself, there's a number. We recently completed a town enhancement scheme where Mayo County Council provided funding for people to paint their shop fronts, and I have to say it was a great success. We've already had about 10 buildings repainted, which I suppose it sells the town a lot better, and it's a positive picture when people come to town to visit Swinford. And as I said, without Mayo County Council support, a lot of these festivals wouldn't be as productive, or they wouldn't be able to have the capability of providing the kind of events and the kind of artists that are coming here, And I have to pay a particular compliment to our Tidy Towns and our Comhaltas group, who have been extremely active in keeping the place clean, and also the Comhaltas have been providing support to lots of different groups and providing fantastic performances in a lot of the local pubs. When people come to Swinford, we'd like to be. First of all, we think we have a responsibility to educate our local community about what we have to offer, and they're our salespeople. They're the front line. And like you go down to Killarney, and you ask someone in the street, a Kerryman, what's there to do in Killarney, and sure he'll rhyme off a long list of things. So that's new to us in Mayo, I think, a little bit, because the Wild Atlantic Way has brought more visitors, and I think in Swinford as well we have to put our best foot forward. We're trying to educate our local community. Our local historian Michael Comer has been very active in providing that forum for people to learn about the history of Swinford and what it has to offer. And of course we have Tom Hennigan out in the Heritage Farm out in Killasser, and that is a huge amount of history, and there's a wonderful array of antiquity and things to see around there, So we have a lot to offer.
It's your partner, right?
Cathal, you seem to be in the middle of the whole festival here.
It's all happening here today now in Swinford, as you can see, Henry. We're right back in the middle of it here on Main Street, Swinford. Every year, I think this is the 34th, 35th, Series Roger. We have visitors home since 2 weeks ago. Staying for another 2 or 3 weeks. Every year it's great. We had another 25 rooms this week. I had to fill them with the amount of visitors that want to come to Swinford this week. We're big believers in Swinford. My family are born and bred in Swinford. We believe in the town. The last 5 years, we're coming out of one of the worst sessions ever, but we're moving now. We're great momentum. We've always believed in the town. So that means continuously reinvesting in the town, and we're happy to do it.
And you're the main hotel for the town as well as Swinford.
The main hotel for Swinford and the area, thank God. Yeah, the closest hotel to Knock Airport, right back in the middle of East Mayo.
And have you more plans for the hotel here now?
Always the plans, always working. We're working already now on 2018. Sometimes I have to get the brain to slow down. I got to go take it easy, Cathal. But yeah, we're always thinking what can we do to improve? What's the next stage we can go to? What's the next level? As I said, we're not going anywhere. We're here in Swinford. We believe in Swinford. So hopefully, you never know, hopefully in a couple of years' time, I'll be saying that I'll be filling the 40 rooms.
And you seem to be enjoying what you're doing, Cathal.
I do. I love it. I love dealing with people. I love dealing with Swinford people and Mayo people and people coming to visit the west of Ireland. I love seeing people come here for the first time even, and people coming back again and again. Because you get to know people. It's a great business to get to know people, talk to people. How was your day? What's your plans for tomorrow? And be able to give them a chat and sit down and have a pint with them at the end of the day and tell us about your day. And they tell us things that we don't see because we're here all the time. And it's great, and as I said, very, very lucky with a great bunch of staff, and they make my life a bit easier as well.
Ben, what have you here for us today?
This is a blacksmith's forge I have that I bring around to all the heritage days, It's the bellows there is over 300 years old, and the anvil, make a lot of bits, like swings and horseshoes, make an odd swing for people that will be ploughing,
Yes.
Mountains and different pieces,
And it's a very specialised trade. Are many people doing it now, Ben?
There'd be a few still doing it, but there wouldn't be an awful lot of work being done on them now. I just like to do it and keep it up, keep a bit done.
It's a family tradition, isn't it?
It is, yeah. My father used to do it, yeah. And I do fix up a lot of old lamps, chilly lamps. The old lamp like that now. I do repair them and get them working.
And are they still in demand?
They would, yeah. Well, you wouldn't be really using them that much, but people like to have one that's working, that type of thing. Yeah.
And do you sell them?
No, I don't sell anything out here, but I do fix. If someone leaves one in, I do fix them and repair them and give them to them then again. I don't sell nothing that's here now. It's funny that people like to see the old forge work and they like the smell of it, And I'd have a lot of lamps there now, old bicycle lamps that was in paraffin one time, and the candle and real old stuff.
There's still a huge interest, isn't there, in the old crafts?
There's a huge interest yet in old crafts, yeah. People likes it all right, yeah.
So what are you going to making today now for people?
I'll make a poker or something, because it gets fairly warm in there and that if you fire it up too much. But I'll make a poker now or something nice.
And what do you do with it?
Well, sure, I do give them to someone that wants it. I do give them away,
What's wrote Willie, Kim Wilson?
Cormai got Henry Knockbrown law here Bellana Mike Talandini on Strage and you August Captain Go Wilche law on why on.
It's wonderful to see a craftsman at work.
Well, really, they were doing this kind of work, the Romans and the Egyptians, thousands of years ago, and maybe they weren't have as sophisticated machinery as we have today. But still in all, it's all done by hand with your chisel and your eye. And it's a nice craft, and it's not that difficult to do wood turning. We have, in the Irish Wood Turners Guild, we have about 800 members, and we have 21 chapters in the country. And we have 2 chapters here in Mayo. We have one in Nahamore and we have one in Balmullet. And it seems to be growing. And a lot of people that retire, they take it up as a hobby, and I run courses and night classes and I go around to schools and all that, and a lot of people are very interested in it. And sometimes when you retire from office work or something and you mightn't have anything to do, you mightn't be too interested in golf, you might take up wood turning. You know what to say, hard practice hides the difficulty of the skill,
I'm amazed at what you've done here today, a piece of block, and you've turned it into this wonderful piece of craft.
Yeah. Well, that's only a simple little, what they call a garden dipper. In Irish, it used to be called a stivine. When there were Kershis na Fati or na Pati in St. Olive, you had it for planting the seeds. And I make some of those at the shows and I hand them out and make little spinning tops and that. And as I say, they're only basic, but anybody would be able to do that. As I say, if you can write your name, you can wood turn, and you don't have to be a good writer, because you know what a good writer is, it's a fool's accomplishment. Yeah, but to be able to use your hands at the skill it's all practice. And it's nice. There's something therapeutic about wood turning. And I got involved with stroke victims and people that would have strokes, and the stroke nurse was telling me that if your hands are moving, your brain starts to work. So it's very good. And I teach in Castlebar in the special needs. I do 1 day a week there with them. And now I mightn't be doing wood turning with them, but I'm hoping there's a few of them there that will be able to do wood turning and get great enjoyment out of the do, and so do I. It's very fulfilling,
Come here. I love your outfit. Can you describe it?
Thank you, Henry. Well, it's an old-fashioned knitted shawl that ladies used to wear when they'd be coming into town with their baskets of eggs and their butter and their wares, and to join their men friends or their husbands and men of the family that were selling cattle and whatever they were doing on fair day.
And you remember those fair days?
Of course I do. I'm of that age. And I went with my mother many a time to the fairs. And it was lovely. There wasn't as much nicety to be given now. The orange was a treat. And maybe the Chester cake in little squares, and then you get the big slab toffee, and that was a treat.
Now, you're also here for another reason today, because I know over the years you've been very, very involved with Mayo Roscommon Hospice.
Well, I am. I started the first charity shop here in Swinford when I came back from England. And it's been an outstanding success. We are here 17 years. We have our shop still here. Fantastic volunteers. Margaret, our manager, and Eileen, and all the girls are absolutely fantastic. Health reasons, I had to step down a little, but I'm always here as a volunteer because I was a nurse and I worked with people that needed palliative care, and I realised the money needed now is more important than ever was before. We're trying to get a hospice unit built, and we have our head office in Knock, County Mayo, where any information about what we do and why we do it will be given to you. I just love meeting people, and we get the same people coming back every year that'll come to me. Remember you last year? Now I mightn't remember them, but they don't remember me. Who wouldn't?
Jim, what brings you to Swinford?
Well, I come to Swinford like almost every year, and I try to time it around the Sheemsa Shráid, because I was born way many years ago and immigrated in 72. So I like to come back for, well, the music and the heritage. And, you know, like we walked down and we saw all the old machinery that I worked with, and the hens and the chickens and and all the different tools. So it brought back a lot of memories.
So as an immigrant, how important is a festival like this for you coming over here?
Well, I think it gives you another reason to come back. You know, you always kind of come back for your family or to see cousins, but throwing a festival in, it gives you an opportunity to meet people that you hadn't seen for years. So it's a great place to gather, to meet people and listen to the Irish music again.
You know, Sheemsa is so important to the town. It's great. It gives us, we'll be talking about Sheemsa now for the next couple of months. And already I know they'll be planning Sheemsa next year already.
The main mission statement is to create a focal point for visitors, to give them value for money, so that when they come here, they will not be paying through the nose for a lot of good entertainment. And on top of that, then, that helps to increase and improve the economy of the town as well. And everybody is happy with that result, you know, because it's worthwhile when that happens, you know.
See, if you don't put into it, you won't get out of it. People come themselves today, and yes, it brings huge amounts of people to the town, but they come back when the festival is over and they tell their friends, we had a great time in Swinford. And that's what it's all about. So it can be a festival the whole year round, not just confined to this weekend. It's fantastic.
Well, we're delighted, of course, to meet and greet all our visitors, especially our diaspora, because this was an area from which we had massive emigration for at least a century and a half, and some of it is still going on. So it is great to be able to meet and greet everybody and to welcome them home and to give them a céad míle fáilte.
People come from all over the world to meet at Sheemsa Shráide. In fact, people come from all over the area around Swinford and Castlebar and Kilkelly to Sheemsa to meet their own neighbours, because as you know, Henry, there's no such thing as house visiting anymore. So it's great. See old, young people, people that are not feeling too good, see a smile on their face. That brings a smile to my face and to everybody else.
What a great day we had here at the annual Sheemsa Shráide Festival. Well done to all involved, particularly the committee, because, you know, without these wonderful people, festivals like this just don't happen. So compliments and congratulations to all involved. Now, don't forget, coming up after the break, we're crossing over to Manchester to join Martin Logan, who has some more great stories with the Irish community in the UK. And I look forward to your company same time next week. So until then, slán go fóill.